Last chapter for today, chapter 12. Kyle has just had his first view of the amazing new library. And in this chapter, we are going to get to see Kyle in action against Chiltington in one of Mr. Lemoncello's very own games, with a really cool prize attached to it as well. For those of you who go to my school, Miss Everman, our music teacher, her favorite band ever is mentioned in this chapter, the Beatles. Those of you who know her, ask her about her love for the Beatles. And also there is one book. I'm going to go ahead and give you the title of it, because in this chapter it's referred to as a movie, which it is also. But the book is Dr. Dolittle. Many of you have probably seen the movie about the man who could talk to animals. It was a book before it was a movie, as is the case in lots of instances. Okay, chapter 12. Let's see how Kyle does in his first game inside the new library. Will everybody please line up behind that far desk in front of the children's room, said Dr. Zinchenko, gesturing towards one of the wooden tables in the outermost ring of the room. How many of you are familiar with Mr. Lemoncello's classic board game, Hurry to the Top of the Heap? 12 hands shot up. Very good, said Dr. Zinchenko. Overhead, the Wonder Dome dissolved into a gigantic curved heap box top. So remember, the Wonder Dome is where they can project, it's the circular part, they can project all different kinds of pictures. It was the outer space picture at one point. It was the 10 sections of the Dewey Decimal System at one point, and now they've projected this picture of the top of the heap game up there. This will be a live 3-dimensional version of that game. Each of you will be asked a trivia question. If you are able to answer it correctly, you will roll the dice and advance to the equivalent number of desks. When you return to the starting point, you will move into the next concentric circle of desks. When you complete that ring, you will move into the next, and so on. If one of you makes it all the way to my desk at the center, you will be declared the winner. But we don't have any dice, said Yasmin Smith-Snyder. Yes, you do. See that smoky glass panel in the center of the desk? It is actually a touchscreen computer, currently running Mr. Lemoncello's dice rolling app. Simply swipe and flick your fingers across the glass to toss and tumble the animated dice. Dr. Zinchenko placed a stack of red cards on her desk. She looked like the host of a TV game show. Before we begin, are there any other questions? Charles Chiltington raised his hand. Yes, Mr. Chiltington. What will the winner win? After all, the prize is the most important part of any game. Kyle didn't totally agree, but he was too excited about playing the game to say anything. Tonight's first prize, said Dr. Zinchenko, is this golden key, granting the winner access to Mr. Lemoncello's private and very posh bedroom suite up on the library's 3rd floor. Instead of spending the night on the floor in a sleeping bag, you will be relaxing in luxury with a feather bed, a 72-inch television screen, and a state-of-the-art gaming console. Okay, Kyle was definitely interested in this particular prize. Judging from the wide-open eyes and chorus of oohs and wows all around him, so was everybody else. Dr. Zinchenko flipped over the first question card. What Major League pitcher was the last to win at least 30 games in one season? 6 players got it wrong before Kyle got it right. Denny McLain. Correct. He swiped the glass panel, rolled a 10, and advanced 10 desks around the room. What United States Navy ship was once captured by the North Koreans? Miguel nailed that one. The USS Pueblo. He flew 12 spaces around the room. What did Apollo 8 accomplish that had never been done before? Akemi, Andrew Peckelman, and Kayla Corson struck out on that one. But Charles Chiltington knew the answer. It was the first spacecraft to orbit the moon. Correct. Chiltington rolled a 5, landing him in last place. Kyle's next question was tougher. Who was famous for saying, "Book 'em, Dano"? That guy on the TV show Hawaii Five-0? Please be more specific. The one with the shiny hair. Jack Lord. That is correct. Kyle breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness he and his dad sometimes watched reruns of old TV shows from the 1960s. But when he flicked the computerized dice, his luck hit a brick wall. He rolled snake eyes and moved up 2 measly desks. Meanwhile, Miguel went down with a question about Barbra Streisand. Kyle wasn't exactly sure who she was. And Charles Chiltington surged ahead with a correct answer about the Beatles, Hey Jude, and a double sixes row. There's Miss Everman's favorite band, the Beatles. As the game went on, Kyle and Chiltington, the only players still standing, kept answering correctly and moving around the room until they were both seated at a desk in the innermost ring, only 6 spaces away from Dr. Zinchenko's desk, and victory. Kyle was seriously glad he and his mom had played so many games of Trivial Pursuit with the original, extremely old cards. Kyle, here is your next question. What song in the movie Dr. Dolittle won an Academy Award? Kyle squinted. He had that movie, an old VHS cassette tape that his mom had bought at a garage sale. Too bad they didn't have a VCR to watch it on. But even though he'd never seen the movie, he had read the front and back of the box a couple of times. Talk to the Animals. Correct. He started breathing again. Roll the dice, please, Mr. Keeley. Kyle did. Another pair of 1s. He moved up 2 spaces. Now he was only 4 desks away from winning. Mr. Chiltington, here is your next question. Who was elected president in 1968? I believe that was Richard Milhous Nixon. You are also correct. Chiltington didn't wait for the librarian to tell him to roll the dice. He flicked his fingers across the glass pad. Yes, double sixes! Again! He moved around the last ring of desks, tapping their tops, counting them off, even though everybody knew that his 12 was more than good enough to carry him to the finish line. Congratulations, Mr. Chiltington, Dr. Zinchenko said as she handed him the key to the private suite. You are this evening's first winner. Thank you, Dr. Zinchenko. I am truly and sincerely honored. Congratulations, Charles, said Kyle. Way to win. Get used to it, Keeley, he answered in a voice only the other kids could hear. I'm a Chiltington. We never lose. So, let's end chapter 12, taking a lesson from Kyle in how to be a good sport and ignoring Chiltington's way of showing that he's happy that he was the winner. Kyle did a much better job. Hope you're excited for chapter 13 tomorrow. I will be back to tape it, and we'll try to make it through 16 tomorrow night.